Although VI does support undo, like a modern word processor, it doesn't exactly have the concepts of copy and paste. What it does have instead of cut, copy, and paste, it has delete, yank, and put. Delete we've already discussed. DD deletes the current line. DW deletes a word. D parenthesis deletes a sentence, and so on. The delete command works the same as cut in a modern word processor in that it puts the deleted text into a buffer. The buffer is like the OS clipboard, but it isn't the same as the OS clipboard. It belongs to this copy of VI only. If you're running multiple copies of VI in different windows, then the buffer of one VI is not the same as the buffer of another VI. Unlike the OS clipboard, which can be used to copy information from one process to another, this buffer is private to this copy of VI. VI's equivalent of copy is called yank. The Y command works like the D command in that YY yanks a line, just as DD deletes a line, and YW yanks a word, Y parenthesis yanks a sentence, Y brace yanks a paragraph, and so on. The Y command is just like D in that it puts the text into the buffer, but unlike D, it doesn't remove it from the file. So just like copy, when you use a Y command, you do not modify the file. Once you have text in the buffer, you can use the P command to put or paste it back into your file. The P command, lowercase p, puts the text after the cursor. The capital P command puts the text before the cursor. I mentioned that the buffer is not shared between copies of VI. However, if you're editing multiple files in a single copy of VI, you can use the buffer to copy or cut text from one file and put it or paste it into another. If you have deleted or yanked entire lines worth of content, then the P command will put it above or below, depending on whether you hold down the Shift key, the current line. Whereas if what you've deleted is less than one full line of content, then the P command will put it before or after the cursor on the current line. Note that the P commands do not clear the buffer. When you put some text, you can move the cursor to a different place and put it again, and put it again, and put it again. But the next deletion or yank, even a tiny one, replaces the buffer. So one mistake that it's very easy to make with VI is to delete an entire paragraph of text intending to paste it back someplace else with P, and then as you're moving along, you notice a small mistake, you hit X to replace it, you go back and you hit P, and you discover that what you get is that single character rather than the paragraph of text that you deleted. So I'll demonstrate those. We'll use our Duke of York file again. So I will do DD to delete that first line, JJJ, and then P to put that line under the current cursor position. DD to delete the line, KK, and then capital P puts it above the current cursor position. W, DW. I deleted that word, and note because I used DW rather than DE, it deleted the white space after the word, and I do JJW. Capital P pastes it before the cursor. E, lowercase p pastes it after the cursor. U for undo, space, lowercase p pastes it after the cursor. And remember that was GRAND space that was in the buffer. J, B, capital P pastes it before the cursor. So you see the difference between deleting part of a line, the word grand, it inserts it into the current line, or deleting an entire line, as we did with the first line, when you P, it puts it above or below the current line. But suppose that we K 2 DD, delete two lines, J, P to paste them. If I again do 2 DD to delete two lines, J, 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 I'm intending to paste them up here. Oh, wait a minute. That T is wrong. I'm going to delete it. Escape. Now I do capital P, and it pastes the T that I just deleted rather than the two lines I had intended to paste, because there's only one buffer, and whenever you perform a deletion, it changes the contents of the buffer. I will rewind to get a clean file to demonstrate yank. If I do YY, it yanks that line. Now you notice nothing changed on the screen, but the yank has been performed. I go JJP, it pastes the line that I just yanked. J, I can do 3 YY to yank 3 lines, JJJ, and then P to paste those 3 lines. So you see that the Y command works like D but doesn't delete. So I do YW to yank the current word, KB capital P, KB capital P. So the Y command is like copy. The D command is like cut, and the P command is like paste.